Hello everyone, today we are going to create a drawing for the top and bottom of our gumball machines. And this object is a little bit different than our other projects we've drawn so far. This one is quite a bit bigger, so we wanted to place it from our top edge down and our left edge over. We're going to draw it from our top edge down a 1/2 inch and from our left edge in 1 inch. This is going to be the top left corner of my front view. And then we are going to draw the right view for this example, because if we drew the top view, we would run out of room. So we're going to draw the front view and the right view for this one. Our front view, which isn't actually the front of this piece, but remember our front view shows us the most detail and the overall size. So our front view is actually the top of our project here. It is 6 inches long, 5.5 inches tall. So now I'm going to offset this line down 5.5 inches. Now from our left edge going right, we're going to offset that over 6 inches. We're going to leave our 1 inch gap between our views, and then our thickness for our right side view is going to be 3/4 of an inch. Here we have all of the outside edges to our drawing. Now we want to create our center lines for the center circle here. It is 2 3/4 of an inch up. Half of 5.5 is 2 3/4, and half of 6 inches is 3 inches in. Where these points intersect is going to be the center of my center line. So I'm just going to draw lines really lightly here first, and then I'll come back, draw them darker, and make sure they're long dash, short dash, long dash. So I'll erase some of them. While I was at it, I'm going to add long, short, long here through my right side view. Since everything's lined up anyway, might as well add that in there now. There it is. Our circle here in the center of our object is a 1 inch diameter. If you do not have a compass at home to draw circles, try going around your house, finding something that is a 1 inch diameter, bottle cap, button, whatever it might be. If you don't have anything that's 1 inch diameter and you don't have a compass, one way you can do this very roughly is you put your ruler on a 1/2 inch mark, any 1/2 inch mark. The radius of a 1 inch diameter is a 1/2 inch. So I'm going to go up a 1/2 inch and down a 1/2 inch and make points. Turn my ruler a little bit, keeping that 1/2 inch mark on the ruler with the center of my circle. Mark up and down a 1/2 inch again. Turn it a little bit more, and keep doing this until you have enough dots on your piece of paper so that you can very roughly create your 1 inch diameter circle. Now I have all my dots made. I'm going to come in here the best I can and connect those dots. trying to make a nice smooth curve. There's our roughed in circle. I want to bring in my top edge to my right side view and the bottom edge of my circle over to my right side view. To do that, all I'm going to do is come over here to my center line, measure up a 1/2 inch, down a 1/2 inch. Do that same thing on the right side, right edge of my right view. And then these are going to be hidden lines. Now that we have our views placed, I'm going to erase part of my center lines here to make them look like center lines. I'm going to erase the extra little tails all over the place and kind of clean up my drawing a little bit. Here we have our center lines. We can darken them up a little bit. If you can freehand them and keep them neat, that's fine. If you want to use your straight edge, go ahead and use your straight edge. That will make sure they're pretty neat. Your center lines should poke through your circle just a little bit, and it should be uniform all the way around. They do not need to go all the way to the edge of your drawing. Now that we have our drawing created, there's a few more things we need to do. We need to put a 1/4 inch radius in this corner and this corner, so when we go out in the shop, we can use the router and round it over. So here I measured in from the corner a 1/4 inch up and across, and now I'm just going to freehand a radius in there. If you have something again that is a 1/2 inch diameter, 1/4 inch radius, go ahead and trace it. That'll be the easiest. A pen cap, Sharpie cap, usually is right around a 1/2 inch. And then don't forget to erase your extra. When we go to create this object out in the shop, we are going to radius this corner here and this corner here as well around that circle. So take your Sharpie cap or whatever it is you're tracing and trace right here on these corners. That, remember, is going to be a hidden line. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to add our dimensions. We want to start with our smallest dimensions first and work our way out to our largest dimensions. So I'm going to start with the location of our hole. Where is it located? Again, it is 3 inches from center to edge, going horizontally, and vertically it is 2 3/4 of an inch. Our extension lines are going to come off of our center lines, through our object lines, and out here on the edge of the part. Your extension lines will not touch your center lines. Those will come real close, but they will not touch. Now we're going to add the diameter of this circle. This circle is a 1-inch diameter. We're going to use a leader line pointing to the circle, and we're going to bring it up here in between our views. The symbol for diameter is a circle with a line through it. And we're going to abbreviate through to THRU. That way we know that hole goes all the way through this object. Now, in the past, I've told you the rules for dimensioning. We want to keep our dimensions between our views when possible. Right now, our overall height of our object, we won't be able to fit in between here because we don't have enough room. Now, we can put that over here on the right side of our right view just because we do not have enough room here in between our views. Our overall length, we're going to bring that down and put it right underneath our 3-inch size. We are going to share this extension line. The last thing we need to know to be able to make this object is what size this radius is. I'm going to put mine up here on top, and we're going to use a leader line just like we did here. We're going to use R for radius and 1/4. There we have all the dimensions we need to make this object. We're going to put a note down here in the bottom, all the way across the bottom. That note is going to say that we need to make 2 of them, 1 top, 1 bottom, and the bottom does not have a hole going through it. So I'm going to start my note all the way over here on the left edge just to make sure I have enough room for all of it. Note, make 2, 1 top, 1 bottom. Bottom does not have hole. There we go. There is the drawing for our top and bottom.